The thing about the media that you have to understand, though, at least many members of the mainstream media, is the lack of self-awareness is just incredible, just unbelievable. So Brian Stelter, who, I find Brian amusing, I will say. I've been on his show a few times, a nice guy, but Brian Stelter on CNN, over the weekend, he literally had on a liberal journalist, and he asked them, there are all these media outlets, and they're out there trying to destroy Biden. They're after Biden. Why don't we see anything like media companies trying to tear down Trump? This is a thing that Brian Stelter said as a human with a face and a brain, presumably, inside that gourd. Here was Brian Stelter saying something that it's like, do you own a mirror? Have you ever seen CNN? I mean, Brian Stelter may never have seen CNN, right? I mean, he spends all day watching Fox News, so maybe he doesn't understand CNN exists. Here he was on CNN asking whether there is a network dedicated to the destruction of Donald Trump.
Aaron, your view of this, when you see entire media companies essentially exist to tear down Joe Biden, is there an equivalent to that on the left tearing down Trump?
Is there an equivalent to that?
There really isn't.
There really isn't. There's no... What? I mean, I'm watching CNN. I'm watching CNN right now. They spent like years with every piece of breaking news was Donald Trump's about to go down for Russian collusion. Every segment on CNN has a chyron about how Trump's a liar and a bastard. And there's Brian Stelter being like, have you ever seen anything like this attack on Joe Biden? I mean, like people attacking Joe Biden, a presidential candidate. Brian Stelter didn't just stop with being unaware of media companies trying to tear down Trump. He was very angry because it turns out that many of us on the right, and by the way, some on the left, have questioned Joe Biden's mental fitness because, I will say it again, Joe Biden is barely alive. I mean, his mental acuity is not what it used to be. It is perfectly obvious from watching any clip of him. Brian Stelter decided that all of us are insane for suggesting that Joe Biden is not mentally fit because Joe Biden rode a bicycle over the weekend. This is a thing that happened on CNN. Don't worry, though. They're not just flacks for Democrats. Here is Brian Stelter.
Look at what Fox News saw on Saturday at Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. This is Joe Biden out there on a vigorous bike ride. Not wearing a helmet, but definitely wearing a mask, by the way. Fox's narrative and talk radio's narrative for months has been that Joe Biden is falling apart. You just heard Ben Shapiro say it, falling apart. And there he is riding a bike, out for a bike ride. And Fox, of all networks, is the one that showed it happen.
Owned! Oh my God, I've been owned. Joe Biden can ride a bicycle. Like a dog, like riding a bicycle. Like Pee Wee Herman riding a bicycle. Wow, he must be mentally fit to be president now because he rides a bicycle. You know who else is probably mentally fit to be president? My 4-year-old son who rides a bicycle. He's 4. He watches Octonauts. He knows about the Creature Reports. Clearly, my son, my 4-year-old, is fit to be president of the United States. He has the mental acuity of Joe Biden. He can ride a bicycle. I can't believe it. Now that I know that Joe Biden rides a bicycle, can ride a bicycle as a nearly 80-year-old man, that means he's probably with it. He's probably it's all good. All those clips of him saying things like all black people think the same, and him not being able to put together full sentences, and him wandering off blithely into the wilderness of verbiage. All those weird clips of him just kind of, my time has run out. I was going to say something, but all that doesn't. He rode a bike, guys. But don't worry, CNN is not a flack channel for Joe Biden or an attack channel on Donald Trump. Brian Stelter, man, the name of that show is Reliable Sources. That's the name of that show is Reliable Sources. I couldn't love that more. That his case proved Joe Biden is fit to be president. The man can stay upright on a 2-wheel bicycle. Wow. Like a clown, like a funny clown. He can ride a bike. Imagine if he could ride a unicycle. I mean, my goodness. If Joe Biden could ride a unicycle, then we should probably make him emperor. If he could fit inside a clown car, even, we should probably just make him president. Pretty incredible stuff.